Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. Today is Thursday, and let me begin by saying that yesterday I had raised some questions regarding the Arise Ghana demonstration, the conduct of our police and some of the demonstrators, and had pointed out to the Ghana Police Service how their job is to maintain law and order, not to enforce law and order. I'd also highlighted some of the things because so far in the statements that I've seen, it seems to seek to exonerate the police from any form of wrongdoing and to put them in a position of victims. But yesterday, I should say, and I'm very proud of my Ghana Police Service for the bold display of ethics and professionalism. So congratulations to you, IGP Dampari. I think that the feedback was good, and I think that the top hierarchy listened, and yesterday was good. Your own statement says that it was good. And largely, the demonstrators also conducted themselves very, very well. So congratulations to the Ghana Police Service for showing professionalism and not having the excesses that we did on the first day of the demonstration. Congrats also to the demonstrators for comporting themselves, no burning of tires, no pelting of stones and all of that. This is how democracy should be. This is how beautiful democracy should be. So congrats one more time to our police service, IGP Dampari. If we continue like this, we will not be forced to judge you with your past, because then your past will really be your past, and then we'll be getting into the future and the present. So congrats to you, sir. Very, very proud of the leadership that was provided yesterday. All the ACPs, the DCOPs who came out there, everybody who was out there yesterday to ensure that the men were disciplined, were ethical, and were professional. Congratulations to you and thank you very much. May this continue forever. Now, having said that, I think that what is left after the demonstration, 2 days, 48 hours demonstration, after that, and with all the conversations on social media, what is left is for the government who were addressed, who petitions were presented to, who the demonstrations were organized for, should now look at the main issues that were raised. What are the key issues? Arise Ghana is talking about the very high cost of living that will go through the roof, that will lead to severe suffering of the millions of Ghanaian people. They mentioned that. So I'm just rehashing. They also talked about high rate of unemployment. It continues to plague our country, and it's clear that this government, that's what they're saying, that this government has no substantive plan to address it. Because they see NAPCO as piecemeal, they see all the other initiatives as piecemeal, and guess what? Today is the 29th. Today is the 30th, sorry. Today is the 30th. Why am I pushing back? Today is the 30th of June. National service personnel have not been paid. They're supposed to have received their allowances by the middle of the month. They have not been paid. Unemployment has truly become a national security crisis. And if you read the national security document, you will find it in it. So we acknowledge that there's a problem. Now, just acknowledging that there's a problem is one step to solving the problem. Since we started acknowledging that there's a problem, how have we fixed it? That's the question they're asking. They say that this country, it is time for us to have efficient and modest use of the taxes that we collect. So, for example, they don't want the president to be flying, highbrow, luxurious planes when the people are complaining about what to eat, where to sleep, what to wear, what to drink. They don't want us to, for example, another problem that requires immediate resolution, the explosion in unemployment. They are worried about it. And you see, unemployment is a big issue because people who are hungry have the tendency of becoming angry. If people are hungry, you easily can make them angry. So it is unpardonable. The show of disrespect and sometimes the insensitivity, the plight of the suffering masses with millions of Ghanaians of citizens to be spent on expenses that sound insulting to them. And I've raised a question here, not just me, many well-meaning Ghanaians. Why do we still have the president travel around with a chair in a V8? This is a country that is broke. A president will fly luxurious jets across the world, go begging, and come back to come and tell us that we are broke. He comes to remind us. It makes people lose confidence in the economy because that has triggered very worrying sell-off. Bonds. Check the history with our bonds. Putting further pressure on our already beleaguered cedi. Our cedi has fallen down flat. It's dancing to Kelvin's, but I fall for you down flat. The cedi, that's where the cedi is now. It's falling. Where is the Yale and Harvard and Oxford economy? Today we have, everything is expanded. Now we're going back to IMF, the misuse of the scarce resources that we have. And we are creating too many amphi offices, duplicitous roles. I've mentioned this. If you, for example, have a whole ministry that has a PRO, and then when the government comes to power, we also put a spokesperson there, then the PRO is relegated to the background and the spokesperson comes to the fore. So the PRO is drawing salaries, we draw pension, the spokesperson is also drawing salaries and allowances. Abba, if we do not have money, that's what we're saying, we need to be very careful. Now there's also the angle of leading presidential staffers and appointees of the government. State-owned enterprises are declaring losses, and yet we continue to give them everything that we have to give them. Some are earning 70,000, some are earning 60,000, 65,000, some close to 80,000. The President of the Republic told us that when he took over the economy, he had inherited an ailing economy. Then he told us he moved it to about 7% GDP growth. And now we have been told that because of Russia, Ukraine, and what's this other latest one? The COVID-19, we are back to, if you like, a place that is not so good. What if Russia and Ukraine stops fighting tomorrow? And the effects of COVID-19 now as we have it, because people are going about their normal duties. We need to watch it. The government has literally squandered its way into a ditch. It's become impossible to emerge without imposing even more greater hardships on the people. And I'm not saying it. Listen to Gabriel Tredako. He's talking about the fact that the e-levy couldn't hit the, what do you call it, the targets that we set for it. E-levy. We made a whole big fuss about it. Oh, when you pay e-levy, your roads will be fixed. When we pay e-levy, contractors will be paid. When we pay e-levy, food will come. When we pay e-levy, this will that. When we do e-levy, this will that. It didn't. Some even called it e-levy, Akobam e-levy. Now we are paying the e-levy, and the things are not coming, and many more people are moving away from e-levy. Do you know what we have done with that? If we had listened to Ise, if we had listened to all the professors of finance and the CSOs who were telling us, don't go that route, we wouldn't be here. Today, it took us about 10 years to get people to acknowledge and use an electronic means of transferring money, including my good self. I joined e-levy, the Momo platform, not so long, about 3 years ago. For a long time, I wasn't interested. For a very, very long time, I wasn't interested. I joined it not so long ago. Now, it took us 10 years to get here. People have now lost interest in it. What it means is that it will take us another time to try and bring them on because they have lost confidence there. What that means is that people will start carrying cash on them. What that means is that crime rate may rise. What that means is that you will be putting some more pressure and burden on the banks because their overheads will be high. People will be going to the banking halls to go and transact business, which means that electricity bill will go high because the AC is constantly on. Water bills, people will use their washrooms, drinking water expenses, stationery expenses, and all of that stress. So we need to start looking at it. I'm happy that fuel prices, I'm told, will be dropping marginally. But I know we can do more. We can do better. I know we can do more, we can do better. Oliver, take me back to 7 years ago. There was a demonstration in this country called Occupy Ghana or Occupy Flagstaff House. All the people who were in there, or majority of the known faces you saw in there, today either have a connection with government by way of contract, by way of appointment of either themselves or their spouses to very influential places, or themselves being beneficiaries of the government having gotten appointment. I want you to listen to what the convener of that demonstration said. And then when we come back, we will ask ourselves if anything has changed or not. Oliver, play the video for me.
Our concerns, in no particular order of importance, are as follows. 1. The erratic supply of electricity nationwide. Dumso. The unreliable supply of potable water across the country, here in Accra itself. The ever depreciating value of the city, constant increases in taxes, inefficient revenue collection, very poor road networks, constant increments in utility tariffs, frequent increase in the prices of petroleum products, government's inability to make statutory payments timeously to schools, health facilities and other state institutions, government's inability to address labor-related issues on a timely basis, government's inability to exhibit decisive leadership in the fight against corruption, government's inability to kick out incompetent and non-performing appointees, the over-politicization of socio-economic issues along partisan lines. We have no doubt that this petition will receive the urgent attention it deserves, because we trust that your government is a listening government.
Some selected media houses.
Yes, so that was Nana Akwesi-Awuah, was a leader of, what do you call it, Occupy Flagstaff House. Very, very influential demonstration. It rained that day. People walked through the rains. He's now the managing director of the Precious Minerals Marketing Company, PMMC, where all our gold goes to. The legal gold. As for those ones that they get through Galamsey, whatever it is, I don't know where it goes. Maybe the Operation Galam Stop, Operation Vanguard can guide us to where it goes. But this gentleman, Oliver, play the video again. Just put the video up there. And I'm not picking on, I'm saying that the issues he raised then, or he led people to raise, Ken Oforiatta was part, Yofi Grant was part, Isankuma was part, Godado was part, name them, all the people, Mrs. Okran was part, all of them. The issues that he raised then are still here now as we speak. And this, I mean, whether you like it or not, whether it's Alliance for Accountable Governance, whether it's Occupy, whatever it is, there's always a political twist to it. Now, since the government got to power 6 years ago, why has Mr. Awuah been? Mr. Awuah, like Mr. Ken Oforiatta, like Mr. Nana Kumia, who said on Metro TV that sometimes he gets ashamed and embarrassed that some of the things that he communicated on behalf of the party have not been done, and that he is not directing us to go and ask the people who have been put in charge of those things. Can Mr. Awuah now come forward to say that he is also embarrassed? That's like Kofi Bento there. He's been arrested. So people went through the same mill. Can Mr. Awuah now come forward to come and say that he also feels embarrassed? He also feels embarrassed. Now, Oliver, you need to show Mr. Awuah. Show Mr. Awuah. So he was the leader of the charge, like how Sami Jemfi is leading now, like how Bernard Mona is leading now, like how Malik Basintale is leading now. He was the guy who led, and he asked these brilliant questions, and we supported him. Now I'm asking a simple question. Since his government got to power and he was made the PMMC boss, and things have not changed, has he asked the same questions, or was he using the demonstration as a ladder to leapfrog into mainline politics and into getting his position? Or now he is quiet and comfortable, so everybody must keep quiet so that we all enjoy? Well, some are not enjoying. I want you to think deeply. You young person who this morning will be sent around on social media pages to be insulting people, to be denigrating people, and to be, speaking or talking down at people, ask yourself, when all is said and done, where will you be sleeping? What will you be eating? What will you be wearing? A young man, fantastic. He led all of us. That was the drive. We believed. And the issue, I'm saying the issues he raised have not changed. High cost of living, fuel prices, wastage of taxes, incompetent government officials, all the issues he raised, they are still playing out today. The issues he raised then. And then he indicated at some point that, look, if our demands are not met, because they were met on that occasion by Madam Valerie Sawyer, and then some even got angry. Madam Bridget Jogbanuku of the PPP, she got angry. One-time presidential candidate. She got angry that Dr. Banibuama had said that, well, they were having fun. She got angry. And then Mr. Wa had mentioned that, look, if government does nothing about the things we have complained about, we will regather and get onto the streets. So there are results in civil action. Of course, after they gathered, you saw some results. And now Sami JV is claiming that, oh, the intended or proposed, what do you call it? The proposed decrease in the price of fuel is as a result of their demonstration. I don't want to associate it with it immediately until government itself says it. But that is their claim. Now, if that is their claim, I am asking, the issues that were raised 7 years ago, what has changed? Let's be honest and truthful with ourselves. That we are looking for Ghana to become a better country. If Ghana becomes a better country, those of us who have employment, who are earning our small coins, will not become, if you like, the automatic benefactors of people who are down there who have no jobs, who will call you and text you on WhatsApp and meet you and ask you for monies. Because it puts undue pressure on us young people as well who are working within the middle class. So we need to start thinking how to provide the social good for all of us. If you live in the US, if you live in the UK, if you live in France, you don't need to own a car necessarily because there's a bus and train system that works. And if you buy your card and you swipe, you can ride anywhere you want to go. There's a credit card system that functions, because they know that you have a guaranteed income level. There's a healthcare system that is not sick itself, where you go to an hospital and you would have to now be attending gym and putting your leg on pillars. Kolebu has apologized, but beyond the apology, it must not happen again. There is a system that works somewhere, and we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We need to just go pick the template, come and implement. And that's why they continue giving us monies, because they think that they are responsible for us. And yet, we seem stagnated at the same point, and all we can do is to give ourselves funds. And I'm saying that situation must change. We must stop this cycle of every now and then you find a group of young people recongregate and start a demonstration, start making demands. Their party comes to power, they are given opportunities, and then they forget about the issues that they talked about. Another set comes, they come and demonstrate, they talk about it, they lead people, their party comes to power, and then they flip. This morning, like the Nana Kubia, senior Nana Kubia, who said that he feels embarrassed and ashamed sometimes of the position of the party he had communicated, which is now not being done. For example, particularly the rent allowance that were promised young people. It's not being done. The vice president, who also promised this, is not worried about it. The president is not worried about it, the key element. But thank God for Nana Kumia, who said, look, sometimes he feels embarrassed. He laughed at it, but you could tell the level of sincerity and honesty. Can Mr. Ward this morning and all the people who were with him, after complaining about these things, because the principle is key, can they also come and say they are ashamed that the things they complained about are not working out the way they intentioned for it to work out? And if it is so, why are they not on the streets demonstrating and asking this government to deliver on the public good? That's all the question I'm asking this morning. Good morning.